Alright guys, so basically the purpose of this a podcast review of sorts is to review the PS4. So I owned the PS4 at one point, and I did something with the PS4 that I've never done with any other console, and that is I bought it around the launch period, or the launch window. Usually I don't buy into hype. I'm not really an early adopter of technology because, usually you have to work out the kinks. We saw what happened with the infamous red ring of death, and the yellow light of death with the PS3. And, usually after a year or two they come out with a slimmer, more efficient version of a console at a cheaper price. They're usually games actually worth playing that have really harnessed the power of the technology versus launch games that didn't usually be ports, or they're half-assed, or they don't really take full advantage of the tech. But, after finding out the PS4 was the fastest selling console in history, outpacing even the PS1 and the PS2, which is the best selling console of all time, having sold 157 million units, I got one on eBay. Cost me about $400 or so US. Again, I'm in Canada where it's $450 plus tax for a PS4, so you're looking at over $500 just for a PS4. Now they have a couple of SKUs where you can get, for example, The Last of Us, or I think you can get Destiny for extra $25 or $473 or $475. But at the time, PS4s, there are the price gougers trying to sell PS4s for as much as $10,000. It was ridiculous. So I got one for $400. It came with, the bare bones console, the DualShock 4, the wires, the box. It came with Call of Duty Ghost and Killzone Shadowfall. And being a PS Plus subscriber, because I had a PS3 at the time, you can use the PS Plus subscription for up to 3 platforms at a time. So you can use it for the PS Vita, the PS3, and the PS4. Pretty neat. So you can get up to 6 free games per month. So anyways, I subscribed, and I was not impressed as far as initial impressions are concerned. Again, since then they've added all these these system updates and whatnot. They added some of the features that were missing on the PS4. For example, right now I'm pretty sure you can watch YouTube videos, and you can share your gameplay footage. You can upload the stuff on YouTube or Twitch or whatever with the touch of the button, with the share button. At the time, they didn't even have basic YouTube support, which is pretty ridiculous. At the time, there was no MP3, MP4, AVI, or WMA support, I believe, and I think now they've recently added that stuff. So, and also the DualShock 4 controller's battery life is absolute shit. It's only about 6 hours at max. And that's you turn the built-in microphone all the way down, and the rumble and all that. It's up to maximum 6 hours versus the DualShock, which can provide up to 15 hours. So it's not like a huge step back to have the battery life being significantly less than its predecessor. Actually, I also didn't like the DualShock 4 that much. It just, if you put it side by side with the DualShock 3, it kind of looks cheap. I found that the touchscreen wasn't really intuitive in terms of inputs. I didn't like DualShock 4. And the console itself doesn't really look that spectacular or anything. It's design-wise, I wasn't impressed either. It looked kind of cheap. And, again, if you compare it to the PS3, the PS3 has so many additional benefits. For one thing, now you got to pay for PS Plus. You got to play online multiplayer. You got to play. You need a PlayStation Plus subscription. That isn't the case with the PS3. You can play online for free. Now, PS Plus does pay for itself, in my opinion. I think it's a great service, but still, you shouldn't force people to pay $50 a year for something they may not want. If they don't care about digital games, or they don't like indie games, or they like the selection of games that are available with the PS Plus library, or they just want to, let's say they're a casual gamer, just want to play Call of Duty each year, and they don't care about anything else, or the latest Madden or NHL or FIFA. They really don't want to pay $50 to play a game online. So it would have been nice to have offer an option, like Xbox had with the live gold and silver or something. But I understand with servers and being so expensive to maintain and all that this was a necessity. I'm okay with it, but it would have been nice to have the option. I'm not having to pay to play online. And I was basically just using my PS4 for Netflix, which the PS3 also has. The only thing that sucks is that their web browser doesn't support Flash, which blows. Especially if you like porn, and you want to watch more porn on the big screen in 1080p. The only website that worked on it was Pornhub, and it sucks because you couldn't skip to the good stuff. You have to watch videos from the start, whereas, the browser on the outdated PS3 supports Flash, so you can watch pretty much anything. So yeah, I couldn't help but compare it to the PS3 and thinking the PS3 played, at the time anyways, played MP3s, I go to the music while I worked out, it had the web browser with the Flash, it had Netflix, it had YouTube, Crackle, and all the other apps. It had free online gaming, and also with PS Plus with all the great games that they provide. I mean, it's the library. It can't even compare it to what the PS4's library is. And again, the PS4 is a new console, it's understandable, but nonetheless, the PS3's game libraries of almost 1,000 games. It just blows the PS4's library out of the water. You would get all these amazing discounts on a weekly basis. With every Tuesday, Sony would have these amazing sales. Occasionally on the weekends, they'd have these great flash sales with the PS3. And you get like 20 or 30 games like up to 80% off the PS Plus membership, and there's like nothing for the PS4. So because of the weekly sales on the PS3, the fact that the PS3 is backwards compatible with PS1 discs, if you have some of the older models, the fat version is also PS2 games, and the PS4 isn't backwards compatible with PS1, PS2, or PS3 games. It kind of sucks considering I love classic games. And being able to download all the classic PS1 and PS2 games on the PS3, not being able to do so on the PS4 sucks. And I know they have this PlayStation Now service, which is also available on the PS3, but it's basically a streaming service because they purchased Gaikai, and I mean, it's fine. The prices are ridiculous for the streaming service. I mean, many of these games are readily available to purchase for keeps for like $5 or $6. So who the hell would rent them digitally at a streaming service for like $6 or $7? So they got to get the pricing down on PlayStation Now. It's pretty shitty. But yeah, I mean, after tinkering with the PS4 for about a month and a half, I was like, you know what? I have a PS3. PS4 has cost a lot more. You can get PS3 on Kijiji or Craigslist or even eBay for as low as $100 for a slim 160 gig. The PS4, quite frankly, isn't worth $500 Canadian. To me, PS3 does pretty much everything the PS4 can do, and a couple of things as well. I mean, the PS4 does have share play and some other features that, to me, seem gimmicky and not things that are important to me personally, but I could see how people would be interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, I just wasn't impressed with it. Graphically speaking, I played Ghost, it looked okay. I played Killzone, but it was like, there's nothing that blew me away. Like the first time I played Gears of War 2, or Forza, or Uncharted, or God of War 3. Those games blew me away, graphically speaking. There's nothing like that on the PS4 that I played. So I ended up selling the thing. Actually, the best game I played on the PS4 was Strider. It's a 2D remake, I believe. It was also available on the PS3 as well. It was available as a free PS Plus purchase. That was the most fun I had on the PS4. So I sold it. I have no intention of getting a PS4 for a very long time. And I don't own an Xbox One. I've been thinking of getting it. There are a few games that seem like a lot of fun. Like Forza 5, they have Forza Horizon and Killer Instinct, as well as Sunset Overdrive. Looks like a ton of fun. And the Halo Master Chief Collection. Who knows? I might get one. They just lowered the price to $350, but we'll see. So yeah, I think if you're thinking of PS4, you should do your research. Watch the video, see what it offers, compare it to what the PS3 offers, which at a significantly lower price. Personally, like I said, for the backwards compatibility, free online, all the other features of the price, if you don't have a PS3, I suggest you get one for cheap and enjoy the vast library of great games. I mean, you got like the Resistance series and Killzone. If you like shooters, you got Call of Duty, obviously. You got the Dead Space trilogy. You got Final Fantasy. They have X and X2 remastered. You have The Last of Us, the Uncharted trilogy. You got the Little Big Planet games. You can download a ton of classics. You got the Final Fantasy 13, if you like into those kind of games, RPGs. Metal Gear Solid 4. Then you have an HD collection for example, old Metal Gears. There's God of War, obviously. You can play all 5 God of Wars on the PS3 exclusively. There's a ton of great exclusives on the PS3. It's a great system. I think it's the greatest console Sony has ever made, taking into account the generation that it came out in. It's just a great multimedia machine. It plays Blu-rays, it plays DVDs, it, like I said, backwards compatible PS1, PS2 games, it plays PS3 games. You got all these great sales every week. It's got a great controller with a built-in lithium-ion rechargeable battery for 15 hours per charge. They've got all these SKUs, up to 500 gigs. I think you can expand it. External drive. It's got internet browser. You can listen to music. You can do pretty much whatever. There's tons and tons of apps. It's just a great console. And I was really disappointed with the PS4. I don't own an Xbox One. I didn't own a Wii U at one point, and I'm actually really thinking of getting a Wii U. It's unfortunate the Wii U isn't doing very well. I think it has to do with the gamepad, and they haven't marketed it well. There aren't many TV spots or ads for it. I mean, the last ad I saw was for Mario Kart 8. Oh, sorry, what is it? The Mario Kart 8? Yeah, I believe Mario Kart 8. And there's some really stupid dubstep commercials. TV spots that came out were shitty. I think there's some brand confusion. Some people think the Wii U isn't a successor to the Wii. They think it's an upgrade or like an add-on. They think the gamepad is an add-on. They didn't market it very well. They basically squandered the one-year head start. I mean, the PS4 is outsold it and almost outselling it right now at I think 4-1 margin per week or something. It's ridiculous. The Xbox One is primed to surpass the Wii U as well, which is very disappointing because I think the Wii U is a pretty good console. I mean, it is underpowered compared to its HD competitors, but at the same time, it offers a lot of exclusives that you can't get anywhere else. I personally am not a big fan of the gamepad. I prefer the Pro Controller. I kind of wish that they would have come out with the Wii U and just focused on beefing up the specs to make it comparable to the Xbox One and the PS4, similar to what they did with the GameCube, which is an incredible console. And screw gimmicks. The Straight is really cool. Default controller. The Pro Controller provides 80 hours of battery life. It's unrivaled for a console controller. It blows everything else away. They should have included a headset port or jack or something. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with that omission, but all things considered, it's basically similar to the 360 controller, which is probably one of the best controllers of all time, if not ever, for consoles anyways. It's very similar. It's got a matte finish. It's just a great controller. And I just wish they would have beefed up the specs, like I said, so it could not so much because I'm a graphics whore or anything like that, but just so that I think it can enjoy like all the games that are available on the other consoles. There's a bunch of games that are just not possible on the current the PS3 or the 360. And the Wii U is very similar power-wise, so certain games just wouldn't be able to run and on the Wii U, especially because of its weaker CPU as well. And it's kind of too bad. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than its competitors, yet it's not selling because there's a software drought. Third-party support is dropping like flies. There's basically almost no third-party support whatsoever. It sucks right now. I mean, you gotta wait 6 months for a new game to come out on the Wii U exclusive-wise, and then what do you do? There's this drought. We're just like, what the hell do I do now? So I think the Wii U is going to be a good secondary console just to play all the great Nintendo exclusives. I mean, you got Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, and you got the 2D Mario and 3D Mario, and you got Zelda, a brand new Zelda game is coming out next year, I believe. You got Bayonetta 2 just came out, includes the first Bayonetta. You got the Xenoblade is coming out next year. It's probably going to be the JRPG of the year. I mentioned Donkey Kong. You got Pikmin 3, Wonderful 101, Zelda Wind Waker HD. You got, tons of Mario, Zelda. I mean, I'm really hoping that they come out with new Metroid games that really take advantage of the Wii U. I love a Metroid game. I love an F-Zero game. I would go out and buy a Wii U today if they announced the F-Zero game. I'm a die-hard F-Zero fan. It's the greatest racing franchise of all time, and it's been, over a decade since the last F-Zero GX, which came out on the Cube. So, and also Star Fox has been announced. We haven't seen any footage yet, but I mean, we've got all these Super Smash Brothers. What the hell is it called again? I forgot what it's called. I think it's just called Super Smash Bros. It's coming out, I think, this holiday. So, it's not a great game. Family-friendly games, some mature games as well. It's cool that it has free online, unlike these competitors. It's also cool that it's backwards compatible with the Wii games, unlike its competitors. It's got some advantages. And I think we should really sell those advantages to differentiate it from its competitors, and just to reiterate that it is a standalone next-gen successor to the Wii, so that there isn't this brand confusion, especially amongst parents. So yeah, that's it. I mean, I owned a Wii U at one point. I'm planning on repurchasing one. I don't see myself purchasing a PS4 for a long time. Maybe to come out with God of War 4 or something. I'll probably get an Xbox One to play the Halo Master Chief Collection, Halo 5, Sunset Overdrive. I mentioned the Forza games. And that's it. So if you guys own any of these next-gen consoles, leave a comment. What do you think? Are you happy with your purchase? Are you experiencing buyer's remorse? Did you sell it? Are you planning on getting maybe one of its competing consoles and games? Let me know. All right, take care.